I don't know how close the car is. We're recording right now, though. And I am mad at you.
Why are you mad at me?
Because like I said 2 seconds before I turned the recorder on.
I know, I disagree, though.
I have been trying to record for days. And you have been very conveniently unavailable.
I was with you the whole time. We were together.
That's not how I remember it.
We went to the cemetery, we went to a pond, and went swimming.
And at each turn, I sat there, microphone in hand, saying, Theo, can we please record now? It's so important to me. And what did you do?
Queen.
What did you do in return?
Made turkey sandwiches and ate cookies and...
We went swimming at Walden Pond.
Yeah, we did.
Which Henry David Thoreau famously wrote his book Walden about.
Yeah.
I researched that and found that out.
I said that to you. I researched that.
I was the one who discovered that information.
You were such a punk.
And brought us to Walden Pond to swim.
I forget who drove there. You might have technically brought us to Walden Pond, but it was my idea.
I forget, actually. I don't know.
You really didn't want to go swimming either until we were in the pond, and then you were like, yes.
Then I was like, that was fine. It was a fine experience. So we're weekly now. We're a weekly podcast. Don't worry about the listeners. All right? Don't look at them. Look at me. Okay? This isn't about them. This is about me and you.
Okay. That's true.
Yeah.
Hey, their license plate says Kick.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Kick?
I remember Kick, yeah. Well, today is something of a memorable milestone for you.
It is, in a weird way.
And for me, too, I guess.
Yeah.
Because, believed by many, that was also my studio.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, we didn't say what we did.
Oh,
Theo,
yeah.
we are driving down the street with Theo's studio in bags and boxes in the back of the car. You are moved out of your studio.
Yeah.
Gone. Capiche.
Well, I didn't.
Smithereens.
I'm not officially out yet, but
Couple days.
all my things are out. Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I'm sure some of our listeners know and have experienced this too. But there is no other, like, I feel like the feeling of leaving a space, like a workspace or a, just some space that belonged to you, leaving, not so much living, that's a different thing, not a living space, it's a different feeling.
Yeah.
But leaving like a studio is simultaneously so soul crushing and disheartening and demoralizing, but is also very exhilarating and makes you feel like I'm on the edge of the world.
That's so
I'm on
weird
the precipice.
It's so true.
Well, this is something I have done.
You know
like
what?
100 fucking times.
We had a conversation once, like a million years ago, like over last summer, and you were like, Theo, why is it that this was at the time that I was sending you my old journal entries and stuff for that project we were doing.
Oh yeah,
it's
an old one.
And you asked me, we never did anything with that really.
No.
But you asked me why I talk about a period of time after a breakup in such a like reverent way, and why I almost like that period of time. It feels like the same thing.
Oh yeah, like you just got dumped or you just dumped somebody. It's a new life.
Yeah.
New eating schedule. New arranging your room differently.
Yeah.
Like new everything,
is...
new toothbrush. Everything's different. Everything's just a slightly different tone.
Yeah, or like a new job, or you just quit your job and you haven't gotten a new one yet.
Yeah,
which isn't a good move, but I've done that a bunch of times.
I do that every time. There hasn't been a time where I didn't do that.
I'm like 50-50 probably.
Oh shit, man.
But yeah, no, it's a similar feeling because it's like I feel very. I don't know. I think I was so focused on the reasons why I wanted to leave, and like because this is a weird one to say in the podcast, and my job doesn't know this yet, but they will soon. But moving back in with my parents at the end of this summer.
No longer the Boston Art Podcast.
For now.
Now
I'll still be in Boston.
Tri-state South Shore, not tri-state, tri-towns. I'm just fucking. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? Me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Leases are ending. We're leaving this old city, Boston, I have given you all, and now I am nothing.
Really, honestly, though, because the pandemic just made me realize, like, the whole time I've been here, I was in school or I had a job where I had to be in the city. And now I work at Trader Joe's, and I'm not in college, and rental prices are really, really high, only getting higher. And my landlord also didn't renew my lease. They're trying to get a family to move in instead of leaving it as units.
Yeah.
So
they're saying, get the fuck out of here. We want a nice family.
Yeah, if I had known that my roommates were all going to get in the process of being evicted, I wouldn't have moved into this apartment, but here we are. So, due to financial hardship, essentially, not quite hardship, but it will be hardship if I try and stick it out, I decided to just fucking call it and save up some money, because my parents are generous enough and able enough to allow me to do so.
Hey,
So, that was a wrap for my studio in Boston, then. I could have waited till the end of the summer, but I felt like since I already knew, it just felt so sad going there, and I should be saving my money anyway, but...
And there's also, like, I don't know, man. I think maybe, I don't know, bit of an elephant in the room, but, like, I'll also say it's a bit difficult to acknowledge things like this, or acknowledge life changes that on the podcast that involve other people, because you want to be diplomatic and nice and cool and be friends with everybody and not talk a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's really hard because, like, if we were, like, famous or something, or there were, like, millions of people listening, I'd probably be saying all kinds of horrible, crazy shit.
Really?
But I don't know. But because, like if I, like, I don't know.
Like the immunity of the fame.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, this is all... This all refers to, like, interpersonal stuff. So, like, this is another situation where it's kind of awkward to really tell your story, or to really say, like, when I left 504, the distillery, like, that was a little awkward, because part of the reason I was leaving that studio was a direct consequence of somebody else's personal decisions that had nothing to do with mine.
Yeah.
And I just had to fucking leave over that.
And that's the thing. I feel like with studio spaces, it's almost like apartments. Like,
yeah.
Once you're moved out, it can be like, fuck it, we all went our different ways, and it doesn't usually matter. But
Sure.
in the moment, that interpersonal stuff and, like, not getting along with somebody, or, like...
Disagreeing with an institution.
Yeah, or, like, someone borrowing your tape all the time.
Right. Or, like,
that kind of stuff is
just, like, taking the stool from your desk and keeping it for months in an undisclosed secret location. See, and, like, I think maybe a little bit of backstory that I like, maybe a little bit of profile I'll give to the audience about you. I gotta roll up the window a little bit because of this fire truck. But you are a very, very kind person.
Oh, thank you.
You care so much about the people around you. You don't want anybody to feel bad. You're a very nice person.
I appreciate that.
It's true. That's who you are. That's like I would say, if somebody had asked me about you, that, I don't know, that's definitely on the list of things I would say.
Oh.
I don't know. That's not even really a compliment. That's just who you are. So, but I think as a consequence, as like a double-edged other side of that, is that when somebody steals your stuff from you, or takes your stool, or is an asshole to you, or there's a person, I don't know, maybe you're not like the fuck you type.
Yeah.
You're not, and like, that's good. I would never, like, I've learned of knowing you for the time that I have. There have been times where you have had some type of conflict in your life, or some type of thing that you're trying to resolve, and my advice to you is always like that.
Yeah, you're
where I always want you to do that kind of thing. Where I'm like, you need to put your foot down. Blah, like,
and then I get in a fight with you.
Yeah,
and
then
no.
you're like mad at me because I think that you should do. I don't know.
Like, you think I'm a baby.
Yeah, and that's not who you are, and that's okay. And like, that's not who I am.
There have been times that I've had that response to things,
and
it's probably some people who would disagree with you on that. But
it's okay. Well, I don't know. Whatever.
Generally, yes, that's true.
It's okay, but like,
I don't know where I'm going either.
It's okay. That's better. We could have gone on the highway, but if there is a good place to even just pull over.
It might be good to get out of the car because it's going to be a sauna in here in like 5 minutes.
It like already is.
I don't have an
I think
AC.
we're in a bit of a weird area, so maybe we could like... Oh, wait. Oh, no, never mind. But yeah, so like... So like, I like, this kind of shit just like pisses me off, man. You know?
I know.
It's like, I don't know, dude, but like something that the first episode really, we talked about this. We talked about.
Did we really?
We talked about studios in depth.
Oh yeah, we did.
I think maybe on the first couple, we just were talking about studios a lot at that time. But
what month did we start the podcast?
I believe we've been going for 4 months or 5 months.
So that was like pretty early on in my having a studio, I think.
No, you got your studio last summer.
Oh wait,
your studio in like July
There's
or
way
August
more
of
months in a
2020.
year than that. You're
Yeah.
right. Never mind.
Anyway, but
Fuck.
blah 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 blah. Oh, but like, I don't know, dude. It's just something that I feel like is a theme in my life over and over and over again when it comes to community spaces and art spaces and shared spaces and this and that. It's fucking, oh my god, dude, it's so difficult. Not even just like the politics and keeping everybody happy or whatever, but even just like your own like emotional well-being and your own creativity.
That's a tough one because it's like, I feel like in the past I've really struggled with this because the rational, like, getting my work done, like checking off my commissions boxes part of my brain, like the working artist part of my brain is like, don't be a fucking baby, like just go do the shit that you need to do. You have a to-do list, just do it. But the creative flow part of my brain and the part of me that enjoys making artwork and digging deeper and making more conceptual or emotional things, or even actually working on commissions, to be totally honest, like if the vibes are off, nothing's fucking happening. And it is so fucking precarious. It's like trying to get a baby not to cry, and it's just my actual workflow. You know what I mean?
Interesting. No,
like if you're
I definitely see
uncomfortable
that.
at all, or like if the things aren't set up the right way, or if I don't have all of my things in arm's reach, or if I have to go get something out of the car, it's like, fuck it, nothing's happening.
No, I get that. Because I think too, as far as your workflow goes, I feel like you are a fusion of, like chaotic, messy desk, organized chaos.
Yeah.
And a fusion of that and rigid scheduled, like whiteboard, like planning, like meticulous schedule. Like you're like it's like organized administrative.
Yeah.
Like those two, no, I said that wrong. Like chaotic administrative chaos.
Oh, I agree.
That's what I mean.
Actually.
Like
that's
where
more
you're.
accurate.
Yeah.
I was like, I like that.
Take it
but
right.
It's not right.
If you can.
I get that from my mom, I think. She's
like that?
Well, ADD runs in my family, and it's very prevalent in my workflow.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't, like I just said, if I don't have things right in front of me to use, I get completely derailed by having to go and get them. Like, I can't stay on task without having them be in arm's reach, literally. So if things are very organized and I know where everything is and I have, like, boxes I can check, I don't have to have all those errant thoughts that distract me, and it helps me focus more. But at the same time, I'm working against my own natural flow of, like, I'm done with this pen, I'm going to throw it on the fucking floor. Like, I don't need this right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. Something I've discovered about myself, because the past, like, whatever time I've been in my apartment has also been an experiment for me in something that I've wanted for a very long time, where I've always wanted to have a studio that was my own studio, that nobody else, a private studio, but one where it wasn't illegal to just, like, sleep there.
Yeah.
So then I was like, well, why don't I just get an apartment, idiot? And fucking rent a room and...
Can we go right?
Yeah, do that if you can. In like a boarding house type situation, which is kind of
what you got.
Which is exactly what I got, yeah. And it's essentially a fucking studio with a mattress on the floor.
Honestly, it really is, yeah.
But that's like, I have always thought that would be like a great way to live, or that would be nice. But it sucks, because one thing that's been true about me my whole life is that, like, I can't make art in a space where I'm constantly worrying about the cleanliness of the space.
Yeah.
I don't even mean in like a sanitary way, but like, in the barn when my first workspace, like, I would be like putting cigarettes out on the table, like there would be like a pile of like uncast like dust plaster just on the ground, like. Yeah. Oh, I know those guys. That's funny. Random pedestrians. Did you know those guys?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, anyway.
Hi guys.
Hey, fucking. I don't like those guys.
Anyway. The bar and cigarettes on the table.
Me
neither, but yeah, go on.
Yeah, fucking losers. But bleep 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 bloop bleep bleep blop.
Such specific vibes.
So easily distracted. But like
we were talking about
oh no, but like yeah, but like in my current space where I'm working, I can't fucking paint in there. I can't paint right because my clothes are there. My fucking bed's there. Like sometimes there's food. Like there's like I don't know, like sentimental objects that I would never store in a studio space.
Yeah.
Like
or like a cat.
Or like a cat. You wouldn't want a cat around like dangerous chemicals or like nails and glass and shit.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. And there are also like I've been in people's studios where their space is fucking like carefully organized, labeled everything, like a little clean rug on the floor. Like there are a lot of people that are like very very different than the way I do it. But like
that's so nice, but I could never.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to. I don't know, man. If you just like teleported me into a studio like that, I'd make the best of it and try to like maintain. But the thing, I would kind of get like really stressed out.
Yeah.
Like when I don't know, man.
The style of studio that you had going in 504 was really nice because you made a point to clean up and keep everything neat pretty routinely. Like things were where they were so that you could find them and it wasn't a mess and there wasn't a lot of table space. Like it was basically, I don't know if we ever actually described the space talking about 504, but it was basically a big warehouse kind of room, I guess. And you had a decent portion of it, and you just used the walls as an easel. And you had a little table and rolling carts that were organized.
Rolling carts, man. I miss those.
That was awesome because it was like the tops of the carts were like pastel carts and like painting space.
Well, yeah, there was a pastel cart, an oil cart, and an acrylic cart.
Yeah, so it's like it wasn't. They were used spots, like they were like pallets basically, but there weren't like papers and shit and books and whatever on top of it, like just shit to muddle through. It was like designated space for what it's meant for, like the way a cutting board would be in a kitchen. Like it's not just a surface to shove shit on; it's used by being not used. And there wasn't room for those little like ADHD doom tables, you know.
Yeah, but I like ADHD doom tables.
Really?
I do. I like a table with like, I don't know, with little things all over it and shit. I feel like my vibe's fucked up. Is your vibe fucked up?
Right now?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, that caught me by surprise. I thought you were chill.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought I was chill?
Yeah.
You thought I was fucking chill?
Nah, I didn't think you were chill.
I'm never chill. I am never chilling. All right. That's interesting. Look at that building right there. That was like green plywood board last time we were here. But now it's brick.
It's both. You can see at the top. They must have done the brick over top of the plywood.
That's really interesting. So it's like a brick finish.
It must be a facade.
I didn't know that's how that worked.
Maybe it's not real brick.
I thought they just laid brick and built up the whole thing, like as if the brick was the support, the structural support.
I think that they used to do it that way, but maybe they don't now because of like insulation and shit. Also, that might not be real brick.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
We're in Southie.
We are in Southie.
Dude, I hate Southie. I really do. Especially this part of Southie. I don't hate like people from Southie. That's not what I'm saying. Like I don't like hate Southie.
This is like gentrified ass. Like,
yeah. It's like
banks and bars and fancy apartments, Southie.
Yeah.
People from Southie probably hate this part of Southie too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hate places where pedestrians run into the street.
Yo, man. Yeah, I got a weird vibe right now.
What should we do?
I don't fucking know. Oh, I'm hungry.
Oh, you are hungry. We haven't
Fuck!
eaten in a little bit. You're so funny. You're cute.
Fuck.
Want to go to Dunks?
That's my fucking problem. No, I don't want to go to Dunks.
You want to go to Star Market?
We'll see. Maybe.
Fuck it. You want to go to Trader Joe's?
I guess we will. This is the shittiest episode we've done in a while.
This is real, though. Whatever. We haven't had a real one in a minute.
Yeah, the last real one we had got cut off. Well, the ICA, that was honestly a cathartic episode because it was that piece of art moved me in a lot of ways.
That is the first time
it awakened some ideas and feelings and experiences that were kind of frozen in my brain.
That's the first time that I've had museum feeling in like 2 years.
Yeah. Because every time, we talked about this too, because we went to the MFA Boston recently.
That was also nice.
I kind of realized that I was seeking that experience. Like, I wanted to be moved. I wanted to be impacted. I wanted to have some beautiful takeaway. And I kind of feel like I felt kind of fucked up because I didn't.
Well, I think it was hard, too, because we went through galleries we've already seen before.
And that's kind of what I was going to say next, too, is that, like, the MFA, like, the first time I went there was, like, my sophomore year of high school.
Yeah.
Like, and the galleries, like, they have the little contemporary traveling show bullshit downstairs where the Basquiat exhibit is currently.
Yeah.
But it's, what am I trying to say? It's the same fucking collection so many times, you know what I mean, for so long. Maybe they move some of those paintings around, but, like, I don't know, like the shark with the lips.
The shark with the lips.
The same.
Are you talking about George Washington crossing the Delaware?
We all know the painting. George Washington. No, that's not Washington crossing the Delaware.
Oh, no, that's
the one with the guy is, like, falling off the boat and getting killed by the shark, but the shark, like, has, like, a...
That's not James Turner.
Anthropomorphic face. No,
the slave ship.
James Turner has, yes, the famous slave ship painting where there's... It's a painting of a sinking slave ship,
That's
right?
An amazing piece also.
Yeah.
But what the fuck is the name of that painting? Why I remember it.
Oh, I
vividly
don't.
in my
I
head
couldn't
right now.
I couldn't possibly tell you.
Who was the artist?
I have no idea.
I know this.
I mean, it's among...
a few days ago.
It's a painting among many Copley paintings. I literally think it could be Copley because literally the entire room is Copley paintings. So John Singleton Copley for the listeners, but so remember that one section of Copley paintings where there was an early Copley painting that the placard says something like, "Oh, this was basically an advertisement to try to attract portrait commissions." And then there's the one that's like a family portrait of his family that's in like black and white.
So
A black and white painting that he made.
Yeah, but I think
I guess
wasn't his piece. He copied whoever the actual artist was as a example of
as like
his
a
quality
study
of work.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So
but
I don't think the original artist was copied.
Oh, well, I guess what I'm saying though is that on the back of that wall is the shark with the lips painting.
In the same room? Are you
Yeah,
sure
it's
not the
literally
next room?
definitely the same room. I guarantee it. Oh, we're at Castle Island. Is that the name of this place? I forget.
Could be.
Yeah, Castle Island Beach. The Southie
Smells like
fucking beach. There you go. Oh, let's park here.
Yeah?
Let's just pull over. Put the windows down so we don't have to drive and sweat to death.
Where is their parking?
Or we could actually just keep going. Don't listen to me.
Alright.
I think the highway is right up here, so if we wanted...
I'm just trying to find a place where we can have the windows down without the audio being all fucked up.
Yeah.
It makes me stressed out when it's loud in the car and the recording. Even if it doesn't sound bad in the recording, I just think it does, so I'm not,
No, I get that.
I'm all over the place today. What the fuck were we
I am too.
So the museum was not the grandiose experience that we were expecting.
Yeah, man.
The story.
I feel like I have a lot of experiences like that in my life where it's always a lesson in itself, and it's a different type of big spiritual lesson. But there are times where I seek to... So, let me give you an example. To finish my point, sometimes I seek out that profound, beautiful feeling washing over you. And, it's similar... So, I've worked in mental health programs, like addiction treatment places. And in both of those, all the experience I've had, the training, one thing that they tell you in a lot of those places, and this is probably the same with therapists, but you're not supposed to... You really have to watch out for making sure you're not trying to intentionally invoke an emotional experience from a patient.
Interesting.
You know how in therapy there are those moments where you have a breakthrough and you start crying and you're like, it all makes sense now.
Yeah.
There are some times where you can get caught up in your own head as an employee or as a person in a helping role, where you might accidentally find yourself trying to make somebody have that experience.
Yeah.
Which, your heart's in the right place, obviously, but it isn't really helpful because those experiences can only happen without, you know what I mean, whatever. Those are very spontaneous and whatever. I don't know. You get my meaning, but...
Yeah. It's putting too much pressure on the person.
not even
My
just...
high beams have been on this whole time.
Oh, funny.
It's literally daytime.
Yeah. But, like, and so I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like I do a version of that to myself.
Interesting.
Where I have so many memories in my life where I was like, oh, and then the sun set and it all made sense and I rode off and blah, blah, blah. And that, you know what I mean? Like, so many fucking things. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes I want one. Like, I'm like, I fucking need one, man.
I do the same thing. Yeah.
I need a bookending feeling.
Yeah.
And sometimes that feeling is the disappointment of not getting it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it's
that.
Like, I wish I were happy right now, or I wish I were experiencing something profound right now.
Yeah, and like sometimes, I guess what I'm saying is, and when you seek that out and you end up just kind of like having some lame experience.
Yeah.
You, like, looking back, you're like, oh man.
I fucked the whole thing.
I don't know. Like that.
Oh, this is so pretty.
Oh yeah, it is beautiful.
We're driving right now, and we just drove through a cloud of, I think,
Like
little
yellow leaves falling.
blossoms that were coming towards us.
It was similar to the experience of when it's snowing and you're outside and you look up
Into
like into the snow falling,
little yellow flowers.
and it looks like hyper Star Wars speed.
There we go. There was our profound moment.
Yeah, we did it.
We got it, guys.
Yeah. Too bad life goes on.
Good thing we were recording, huh?
Anyway, yeah. Audio.
Jesus Christ, what is the fucking... I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you left your first studio.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling, man. It's a good thing.
It is. And it's like, I don't even want to... Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know who I had beef with, because I didn't specifically have beef with anybody. I think it was just a thing of, like, if you're in any art center and you don't really talk to the people that are around you very much, which, to be fair, I've been a little absent. If there's tape out and you need tape, you take the tape, and that shit happens. And, like, that's annoying as fuck, but it does. And I don't know who did it. I don't, like, really care. It's fine. But that was a thing, and I was frustrated about that. But that wasn't ultimately the reason that I left. It was the reasons I stated before. So, whatever. I'm sure it'll happen in many other studios. It's happened in many in the past. I've been the tape stealer in the past. It is what it is.
Yeah,
But
and it was just time to move on to something better, because, like, this is something I've had. It's a similar thing to talking about trying to make the profound experience happen, like force that to happen. It's like the next move, especially with something like that, will probably be serendipitous. You know, like where the right thing will happen and the right space will make itself known. You know what I mean? And you will take that opportunity if it happens. But, you know, like, as you know about the Puzzle Factory, and some of our listeners may too. This guy's letting you go. But the Puzzle Factory was shut down abruptly before anyone expected it. And that space was so, like, there was so much fucking freedom. Like, you could really blossom there, because you could be loud as fuck at any hour and it didn't matter. You could just fucking throw fucking trash on the floor. There was always food there. Like, it was just fucking, there was like all of the basic dumb comforts you needed, and all of the little freedoms were all there.
Yeah.
I took it for granted. Absolutely. It was also the type of space where it was a show space where you didn't have to clear anything with anybody. You just posted the event page.
Yeah.
Like, there was no hoops. There was no tape. You just fucking did it.
Yeah.
And we took that for granted so unbelievable. So hard, you know? And when that ended, all of us, you know, the whole crew of us, we all really wanted that exact same thing again.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is we signed on to a fat fucking expensive lease at the wrong space, with not enough space, with not enough freedom, trying to recreate this beautiful thing that once existed. It's like the fall of Rome.
It's so easy to do that too. And
It
not
is.
even just with the space, but like in so many different ways. I feel like I've done that with friend groups before. Like trying to recreate like this core group of friends.
Yeah.
Or this experience that you had with this group of people or something. Like just have the exact same great time.
Yeah. Totally.
I don't know.
And it's often impossible. And even if you do, even if everyone says the right thing at the right time, and the light fell in just the perfect way, What's wrong?
This person doesn't know how to go around a roundabout. It's
Asshole.
Okay. It's fine.
But yeah, even if everything's perfect, there's still a part of you that knows that you forced this.
Yeah.
You have orchestrated like a contrived and inauthentic experience that is directly representative of something you went through before. Bear right. Yeah, fuck yeah. Now we know where we are. But like, you know, and that's not always the case. That's a pretty fucking negative take. I feel like,
yeah,
I don't know, maybe that was a bit too doom and gloom.
a little bit.
All right, fine.
You're hungry.
Well, no, that's not why I said something extremely negative. It's not why. Anyway.
No, it's okay.
But I don't know, man. I just think that, you know, like something that I try to keep in mind is that when shit ends, you know, sometimes you can pick up the pieces and carry on with something just as good, but the best thing to do, I think, is to just fucking take it on the chin and just wait for the next part to come. You know?
Yeah.
Obviously, if the ship is sinking, you want to consider the bucket. Try to help out, make sure the ship doesn't sink, shit doesn't fall apart.
Consider the bucket. Yeah.
But when it's cached, it's cached. You know?
Yeah, and that's another thing too, like talking about the space that I was just in, I don't want to even say that I'm looking for a space that's better, because I don't think that space really is bad. I think it's more about what's fitting. And like,
yeah.
When I first was there, it was a perfect fit. It was like, it was a commute that was really nice. I liked being there. I was there every single day. I didn't have a regular job because it was during the pandemic. It served its purpose. The people there are amazing. I had a really good time.
Yeah, made some connections, friends.
Yeah, and everybody was nice. Like, it's not like I think the space sucks or anything. I don't know. Right now, I have gears that are moving and I'm going to a different place, logistically, for one thing. And I think all frustrations aside, it just maybe isn't the best fit for me right now anymore. And a future space will be one that's not better or worse, it's just one that fits better with me, because I'm not the same person that I was last July, and I won't be next July, which means I have different needs, you know? And I think when it comes to a creative space like that, it's like, it's almost like, without being like horny, I guess, but it's like a kind of spiritual place, in the sense that it's a place you can go where you're kind of shut up away from other people, or you're around people that are on the same energy as you, so you're not distracted from your work and what you're trying to do. And you have to be comfortable emotionally and creatively, and there's just a lot of components that go into that. So creating another space like that is a hard thing to do, or finding a space like that is a hard thing to do, because you have to fit in some different ways, you know? So yeah. I think that's why it's such a weird feeling when you leave the studio space, because it feels like ending a relationship in a way. Because it is, really.
Yeah. I would roll down the window right now, but this tunnel is probably so unbelievably loud.
Hey, you're not on the Bluetooth, right?
No.
Okay, just make sure.
I've actually checked like multiple times.
I just realized.
Oh, we actually alluded to that in a past episode. What that mishap, that we haven't picked up the pieces from that. We haven't cleaned that up yet.
We should clean it up before we discuss it, probably.
Okay.
We fucked it up once.
We fucked up, man. We fucked up a little bit. Basically, okay, fuck it. We recorded a fucking great interview, but because we use phones that connect to Bluetooth all the time, because that's how we listen to music in the car, the fucking Bluetooth fucking receiver thought that it was a microphone. So it just didn't record like in any acceptable way.
Yeah.
And we essentially
fumbled the whole fucking interview.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, because I think it might have been a little bit of a blessing in disguise, because maybe it's just another chance to just do a better thing.
We were already having a lot of technical difficulties anyway, aside from that. We just didn't know that was also happening the entire time.
Yeah, right.
Like, it was savable, but a little rough, and then it was not savable anymore.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I guess we're going to address that before we post this episode.
Yeah, whatever. No, maybe. Who knows?
Anyway.
God, I'm fucking sweating fucking bullets,
why
man.
did we go in the tunnel? This was fucking stupid.
Dude, I'm gonna literally, if you can't pay for your air conditioner to be fixed in this car,
I probably can't.
I'm gonna pay for it.
I'm a baby and I want to go home and ask my dad. I'm literally turning 24 this summer, and every time I have a car problem, I'm like, Dad!
Well,
and the best part is he doesn't even know that much about cars.
He goes, well, I'll take a look at it.
Did you go to AutoZone?
Yeah, it's all good.
No, he's helped me with a lot of shit with my car, to be
That's
fair.
awesome.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, my dad has too. You should probably get off here.
Suro?
Yeah, unless you want to go to Somerville.
Oh, yeah. We don't need to go to Suro.
Yeah, fuck the bridge.
Oh, it's so hot.
Ooh. Damn, dog.
I wonder how many documented episodes we have of us cooking because my AC is broken.
I think the first one that was that bad was Trevor's episode with Trevor Sullivan.
Which was a while ago now.
That was a little bit ago, but yeah, that was it got so hot in the car, dude.
Why are we never in your car anymore? We just never ride
Well,
in your
because
car.
I don't have a Brighton parking pass.
Oh, that's true.
And there's only one spot in your driveway.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
I forgot about that. That's the reason.
It's okay. It's all good. We'll make it.
Why don't you have a Brighton parking pass, Brian?
Because I never formally changed my address when I moved to my new place. Whatever.
You know what I fucking hate about Boston drivers?
What's that?
Probably all drivers, but Boston specifically I'm picking on right now. When you put your blinker on and the person that's fucking 4 cars behind you just fucking speeds up. They're like,
Right.
fuck you. You're not merging,
They're
asshole.
like, I'm going to trade my life for this.
To make sure that you don't get onto Sturo Drive
This
because you're a
weird-
fucking asshole.
This weird
I hate you.
micro altercation.
Like, what is your
just
problem?
completely shrouded in public anonymity.
Yeah.
None of us will see each other ever again, but I'm going to just make sure that this small amount of negativity is preserved like a kindled flame.
I bet that guy, when he was in preschool, used to pinch people.
Yeah. I've been kind of thinking about something recently because the audience probably doesn't know this, but something that I do a lot in cars, and I think it's very funny, but sometimes, like, you know how...
Talk about your weird hobby right now.
Yeah, my I think it's the funniest hobby. I've adjusted it to make it less bad, but what I was doing for a while is I would just, like, drive by somebody in the car near me or different traffic. I would just give them the middle finger, like, very, like, brazenly. But it's really funny to do it, because when you do it and when you mean it, like, if you really are mad at somebody and you flip them off, it's very uneventful. The person doesn't give a shit. Nobody, like... But when you're just a random person, like, listening to, like, an audiobook, like, in your car or something, and you just see some random person, like, with the middle finger in your face for, like, just 3 seconds, you're like, what? Like, I did it to somebody one time, and they laughed very hard from the other car. Whatever. But I adjusted it so that I don't do that anymore. And
That's
I
good.
do 2 other versions. Where
I like
one,
the new versions because they're more neutral. You're
Yeah,
not
they're
just,
very...
like, inserting negativity into someone's
That's
day.
what I've been thinking, man. Like, about the negative...
Maybe this actually isn't a great hobby.
Well, about the negativity part, where... You know how there's that, like, altruistic, like, almost like Buddhist karmic way of seeing the world, where you're like, put some good into the world, or like, and it'll come back to you, like, or something. Like, I feel like just giving a random person the middle finger, like, it's funny and virtually harmless, but it's like I have a little pea shooter of negativity.
Yeah.
In a karmic way.
That's why your gas stove leaked.
Yeah, I'm just putting out just little small pea-sized bits of negativity into the world.
Yeah.
And, like, it's kind of like littering. Where, like, when you litter, you have objectively done something bad.
Yeah.
Like, you have put trash or plastic into the world, and that's bad.
Yeah.
But you will never in your fucking life face the consequences for that. Unless you got a ticket, because a police officer saw you do it.
If
But,
a
like,
turtle dies in the ocean and nobody saw it die.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Like, I don't litter. I'm not a litterer either. I don't believe or defend littering. But it's very mental. It's very just internal moral when you don't... It's like putting the shopping cart away.
I was just going to say that,
It's the exact same thing. But...
That's a great...
yeah, and that's
perimeter.
yeah, totally. But, like, and I think giving people the middle finger or road raging, or being an asshole driving and not letting people into traffic.
Or taking the tape.
Or taking the fucking tape! Off of someone's fucking desk. Like, that's what that is. Like, you have a little...
Why are you getting so close to me, dude? The line.
Just keep going.
Why did you give me the thumbs up?
Thumbs up.
Fuck you, dude! This guy almost veered into my car on Sturo Drive, and then I
with
beep
his
at
thumb
him,
up.
and he gives me a fucking thumbs up. Whatever, dude. See,
yeah, it's a pea shooter. It's a little straw, spitballs. Like, just where it's so harmless. No one has lost money. Everyone's like safe. Their bodily autonomy is fine. Everyone's good.
Not the turtle.
But that's the thing, though. Like, is that the turtle a turtle is probably dying right now in this very moment. A turtle is fucking dying somewhere, but we will never know. Unless, I don't know, I'm sure there's some group of people in the world that sees them all the time. I don't know, maybe, whatever. But, like, I don't know. That's all I'm saying. That it's, like, weird. It's like a personal responsibility thing that's kind of funny.
So how have you adapted your hobby? Finish the story.
Oh, yeah.
Because I fucking love this
So
story.
basically, if I'd be driving by a person and they're, like, on the sidewalk and I'm, like, going 30, so it's 30 miles an hour, so it's pretty slow. Enough to, like, so that you could say something to them, but I don't do that. But, like, if they're looking at me, sometimes I'll just point at them. That, like, completely blank faced point.
That's the best part. Is there's no facial expression.
And just
ever.
drive by them, and they see me point at them. I drive by, and they go like, "What?" I don't harass them, obviously, because that's not an okay thing to do, obviously. So I'm also very anti yelling out the window.
Yeah,
I don't think
weird.
that's a great move.
Yeah.
I did that in, like, high school and stuff, but I'm not very.
You're more self-aware now.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not trauma informed.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, maybe fucking, like, ominously pointing at a stranger isn't trauma informed either.
Well, I feel like to defend it a little bit, I feel like it would be way scarier if you were, like, jutting your finger out or, like, making an angry face.
Yeah.
If you were like, you! Like, that would be super scary. If I were walking alone and someone was like, I see you! I'd be like, what the fuck? Yeah. But the fact that there's no facial expression at all, you're just like, gazah.
Yeah. And, okay, and here's another one, right? So, you know how it's a very... Okay, let me paint, like, a little picture for you. Tell me that this isn't the most teenager fucking thing to do in the world.
I just realized I want to go to Harvard Square.
Why?
It would just be nice to sit there and record, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
I kind of want to sit outside instead of in the car.
We'll do that. So,
I'll turn around at
all right,
some point.
tell me that this isn't the most teenager thing in the world.
Okay.
To jokingly, it's like the most boring, not funny thing in the world either. But to, like, go by somebody or to walk by somebody and wave at them and be like, hi.
Yeah.
Like, as if that's some kind of funny thing, ironic thing to do.
Oh my God.
But there's like 80 billion teenagers ever that have done that.
You're like, oh my God.
Wasn't that so fun? Right.
Yeah,
So,
I used to do that shit.
if I drove by somebody and I waved at them like that, then I'd just be the idiot, like, teenager, like, that wasn't even funny. But something, I've subverted that a little bit and made my own version where you ride by somebody and you, like, put your hand out like you're waving to them, but, like, the stiff arm wave, and you tight lip off a smile at them. Like, you can see me, but the people can't. But, like,
we'll post a demonstration video. We'll make a reel.
Because that's what you would do if you saw somebody that you knew. Like, if you were driving by your neighbor while he's, like, putting out his recycling, you'd be like, you know, hey, what's up, man? Like, and to do that to a random person, I feel like kind of makes them think, like, do I know that guy? I think I fucking know that guy.
Oh my God.
Is that Matt's friend? I don't know. Anyway, but, like,
this is sort of a fucked up take too, but I think that's even funnier post-pandemic because nobody knows how to respond to anything anymore.
That's
I was
true.
at work. I think I talked about this. I posted about it on my Instagram story, maybe a private one. I don't remember. But a few weeks ago, I was at work and this couple came in, and they were wearing masks, and, like, I'm not to say they look generic or anything, but it was a blonde boyfriend and girlfriend, and they were just, like, talking and whatever. And I thought I'd waited on them before. I just thought they looked familiar. And then I'd seen them. And part of my job is that I talk to people and whatever. So I was like, hey guys, how are you doing? I think I waited on you last week. And the the boyfriend or the guy was like, no, you haven't actually. We've never been here before. And I was like, oh, all right, well, welcome. And he was like, yeah, now dig yourself out of that hole. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's like, weird.
Dude, what?
Take the next
I don't even know what to say to you. So I was like, oh, haha.
You think he was just kidding?
He didn't laugh, and he was pissed the whole interaction, didn't say anything else, and his girlfriend was like, yeah, haha. And he, like, didn't laugh and looked away and, like, tight-lipped, like, angry-faced. And I was like, oh my god. And then I went to leave, and he's like, see you next time! And, like, marched out, and she was like, haha, and, like, walked away. I have no fucking idea what he thought was happening. But I was like, oh, that enraged him for some reason. And I guarantee you a year and a half ago, he would have been like, no.
Oh, but because of the pandemic, that
maybe
guy
not.
just, like...
I'm cutting him some slack here, but maybe he's just a psycho.
whatever portion of his brain is responsible for being nice to people.
In a lesser extreme example, I feel like there's been a lot of situations where someone small talked me and I just didn't even say the right thing at all. It was like, how was your day? And I'm like, nice.
Yeah.
Like, don't say anything else. Just a little rusty, you know?
Yeah. You should roll your window down.
We should get out and walk around.
You wanna?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll roll my window up. This is gonna be wicked awkward, podcasting near random people.
No, it won't. We're talking to each other.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Who gives a shit? There are people that walk around on FaceTime in public with AirPods in.
I don't understand those people at all. I could never do that. Welcome to the Boston Art Podcast.
Welcome.
This is art.
You haven't been here before.
This is your first time listening?
You tuned in at exactly 46 minutes of episode fucking 12 or some shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I just realized I have to pee.
I have to pee too.
We can't pee here.
We can't.
Fuck.
Okay. So, okay. Pull out of here.
That was nice.
This is a good walk in the park, guys.
The Star Market.
Oh my god.
We'll come back. It's still gonna be light out for a minute.
I hope one day if we're like...
Is the Bluetooth off? It's gonna
Yeah. No, I'm good on that Bluetooth.
Right. It might connect late. Should I rip the Bluetooth
No,
off?
I shut my Bluetooth off.
There you go.
Always. Okay. Mine's always off for this exact reason. No, don't do this way.
Ew. Do that way?
Yeah, because you're gonna get stuck on Soldiers Field.
Oh, you're right. It's one way.
Yeah. So if you pull up that way, you can go straight. Then we can go to Star Market or Trader Joe's.
Good idea.
Not that way either. What the fuck? Oh,
That's actually good because we need to get food anyway.
So we'll just go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And get little muffins or something, and then get real dinner.
I wonder if there's anybody who lives in Alston or any of these areas that we drive around that listens
map
to this.
Where we are.
Yeah, and like literally can just pinpoint, like, oh yeah, huh.
If any of our 6 listeners,
I go to that Trader Joe's too. Any of the 5, the original 5,
the homies.
No.
It's so funny that it's like a very small group of like dedicated listeners, but we just don't know who they are.
Well, yeah, that's an interesting thing that I think that would be really nice to talk about, is that something that I experienced on straight on a podcast with Brian Huntress, my original.
You did a podcast with Brian Huntress?
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Good one. That was like my original like descent into trying to have a podcast. That was like my first one. And it was originally interviews. I was basically trying to do what we're doing now, but I didn't really get it. Because actually, funny enough, I started doing that without ever having been a fan of a podcast yet.
Yeah.
But now I have spent, that was in like 16 or something. Or
really?
Yeah, it was like a while. It was like 17 maybe. It was like a number of years ago, yeah.
Damn.
But I since then have listened to like fucking like 900 fucking hours.
Yeah, you're a
of a
podcast
shitload of. I like listen to more podcasts than I do music. So, and that's something that we've been finding out. I actually remember a point that I missed earlier, but I'm going to just continue on the current thread I am. But
it's okay.
left, I guess. But something that we've been kind of grappling with and discovering. Something that's really hard is that we are learning how to podcast.
Yeah.
Which is a tough thing to do because, like, it's similar in a way to the intensives. which is something that we've talked about in a lot of ways, where you, like, the normal person who draws every once in a while could not draw 50 hand drawings.
Yeah.
It would be horrible. Like, they would be, like, it's not, like somebody who isn't, like, a journalist or a writer couldn't just sit down and crank 10,000 words.
Yeah.
But somebody who does that by literal trade definitely probably could. Yeah, this first left.
Oh, yeah, this is the one. Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And, like, and I feel like this one.
Ooh,
it's this left.
fuck.
But I feel like somebody who doesn't podcast at all can't sit here and just talk for fucking an hour straight.
Yeah, it's
like
hard.
it can be kind of tough. Like, your mouth is dry, you gotta fucking pee, like, you're like, maybe you're really, really, really hyper aware of, like, your breathing or the way your voice sounds or something. Like, it's really difficult to get comfortable, and, like, that's something that we've been cultivating too with interviewing, is that you sometimes, not like, I don't want to say like pulling teeth, but, like, sometimes you gotta get your person that you're interviewing, you have to interview them.
Yeah.
Like,
you know what,
have
though?
to pull shit out of them.
Maybe this is weird, maybe it isn't, because, like, I guess as far as, like, work experience, completely unrelated to my art, I have a lot of experience in sales and, like, needs-based selling and getting people to talk about their lives so I can pitch something to them, like when I worked at the bank and membership or whatever the fuck. So interviewing actually, like, that's a new skill set for me, but I feel like it's easier to get other people. Didn't that sound like it just said take a fucking ticket?
Did it really?
It didn't
Oh.
really. You're like, what?
Wow.
I feel like it's easier to get other people to talk than it is for me to talk without feeling like a fucking idiot. Monologuing is way harder for me.
Yeah, something that I was, like, taught, or I forget where I picked this up, but somebody told me a long time ago, maybe when I was a teenager, that you can get people to continue talking in most conversations if, when they trail off in their conversation, like, they finish their point, if you just don't respond, and you just stand there and you just like, they just, like, it's like magic, they'll keep talking. Like, people will just pick up and they'll be like, and then blah blah, and they'll just elaborate randomly. It's kind of like that weird trick. I had a teacher, like, tell me about this one time, that if you're having a conversation with somebody and you touch your mouth or your nose while talking to them, almost without fail, the other person will touch their face too.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know why it's a thing. It's it's really true. You should try it sometime. Like,
You know
literally
what's
just,
funny
like,
about
itch your nose or, like, wipe the side of your mouth. And some people will just do it.
Well, the thing that's funny about that is that usually indicates awkwardness. So maybe that makes the other person feel awkward, so they do it too.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I forget why I was bringing that up.
It's so hot in here. We should pause really quick and then come back because I have to pee.
Okay, so we need to make a vow in this very moment.
Yes.
That we'll actually continue to record when we get back in the car.
I really want to.
Because we have a number of half-finished episodes that we need to return to at some point.
Imagine if we just posted them all as, like, a...
We could. Anyway, all right. Here's a 1 second time skip.
Potty break.